Well, welcome back, guys. Today feels like a good day. It could be a really good day or it could turn into a really shit day. But we're on the highway, we're just trekking along the road and we're in the VZ. So the last week I've been doing a little bit of work to this to get it to a point where we can go see the engineer to see what's involved in getting it registered. So yeah, so I've put the Simmons back on it, got some decent tyres on it. I have, might as well pop the bonnet. Literally on the side of the highway just here, but I thought I'd pull up. So I've plumbed the blower valve back into the air filter. Fixed a heap of things, no more airbag light, like just all the things that are on the defect. There's a list of the defects here, we'll have to look at it. So 5 years in making this is, so this could either go good or they could tell me that it's unengineerable and just physically can't go on the road. So one of two ways. So anyway, so we had the airbags in the rear, so they've pissed off. We've got springs again, rear muffler, we've got a rear muffler. We put a exhaust rubber on it, suspension too low. I have raised it, not too sure if they're going to pick me for being too low. As I said, this is only a inspection to see if it can get engineered. This is by the engineer. Front tyres, yep, they're good. Horn's working now, tyre, park light, all working. And then this one's for need like engineering basically for the supercharger and intercooler. Airbag light was on, it's been fixed. Damaged driver seat, it's been fixed. We've got new interior. Seatbelt torn, been fixed. Aftermarket supercharger, still on there, but that's why we're going over here. Blower valve vents to atmosphere, that's been fixed. Front chassis cut away / radiator support. It's not actually the radiator support and it's not actually the chassis, it's just where the front bumperettes bolt to. So front struts, access move, and yeah, all that, everything but obviously supercharger and stuff has all been rectified. So anyway, we're going to keep trekking on. We've gone up the road about half an hour now, so we've got another 15-20 minutes up the road, so it's an hour out of town where we've got to go. So yeah, we'll see how it goes, and I'll try and film a little bit when he's checking it over and go from there. So I just pulled up at the engineering place, and another bloke was there before me. He was booked in before me, so it's got to wait an hour. So I decided I'll come up to the lookout up here. So, bring gunner guy. That's where the engineering gets done. Beautiful view up here. Car's looking nice and shiny. I'm missing all my centre caps. Bar the back right end, actually, it's still got some in it. I have to get some new ones, I reckon. But yeah, no, I'd give it all a real good clean inside. Put the car seat in there, could pick Evie up on the way back. Give it all real good clean. I pulled up to the servo, put some fuel in before coming, and my fuel flap thing wouldn't open. So I was out here, had a rag on the screwdriver, and just popped it open just so it didn't damage the paint, and ended up getting it open without damage in it. So I'll have to look at that one day. And also, when I come into town, I had to get a tyre fitted up to that side rear. Silly me, bloody forgot to put the radiator cap on, so it squirted shit out everywhere. So I got a new radiator cap when I was in town and quickly give the engine bay a wash. Made the belt squeal a little bit while it was leaking, but it's all good now. Parked up here, about to go on the hoist. Still a little bit low, so we're gonna put blocks down to get up on the hoist. But see what he says, that's what we're here for. Tell us what it needs and stuff like that. So super good news, guys. Minimal stuff I've got to do to get it engineered. That was amazing about it. Like, run me through everything I need to do. Looked over it. They said everything else was like pretty good on the car. So yeah, a couple things which I'll show you right now. So I knew this was one of them. So tyres, these had the white walls on them. I'll put in a photo. They were on the G8s. I got the tyres swapped over. I'll show you a photo of what it looked like with them on here. I didn't mind the white walls, but anyway, so I need 2 new front tyres. I either need to have the air filter down where I had it, so run a new air filter. This has to go, so I've got to have like silicone stuff. Either box that air filter in or have it out of the engine bay, so down there. So there's 2 things, so tyres, air filter boxed in or out of the engine bay. The brakes, they were happy with how, like, that I've upgraded the brakes, but where they mount to on the inside, where they adapt from the thing to the caliper, they just wanted me to either get onto the company to prove that bit of metal that they got adapting strong enough, or worst case scenario, pull one of those brackets off, send it away to a bloke they know to get it strength tested, and if that's good enough, bring it back, put it on, and they're happy with it. So tyres, air filter, certification for the brakes. Next thing, they said where I cut away for the intercooler, which this is the bit I was worried about. So yeah, where I cut away for the intercooler, this is the bit I was worried about. So I'll be able to show you on this car. I cut away these brackets here to bolt this crash bar on, and that's a no-go. So they want me to bolt them back on, and I'll have to weld them bits back on. Because you're allowed to improve the car, but you're not allowed to take away any safety features of the car. So we're going to put the crash bar back on, which then makes the intercooler not going to be able to fit really well. So 2 options, I haven't looked yet. I'll either get a skinnier one that'll fit in between the 2 chassis rails, or I've got to mount it down and lower under there. That was the only, so 4 things that was. So tyres, where the intercooler mounts, air filter, and brakes. Oh, and 5 things. So, and one other thing was, they like the height of it. So they said they can I said, does the hub to guard height matter? They said it does, but we can override that as long as it's 100mm clearance either side. And as long as I pull it's got double SLs in the rear, so I pull the double SL springs out and sit them side by side with a set of standard springs. And as long as the double SLs are a third of the height of the standard springs, so say a standard spring, say if they're 300mm, these other ones can be up to 200mm. But they can't be any lower. If they're smaller than a third of what they measure, then it's no-go. So I'll put higher springs in it. But I think they're going to be right, to be honest. Yeah, super happy. 5 things. Not too big of things to do. And then it's just get a bit of money together and get it engineered. One thing I noticed on the way home, I just come around a corner just as I got coming through town, turned the corner, went to give it a little bit, and it started popping and carrying on. Like missing a little bit, under load. So I was I was a bit sus. Went around the corner, pulled over, checked a few sensors, checked a few things, kept revving it. It was still doing the same thing. But bringing no engine light or nothing on, so I thought, oh, maybe it's something to do with the fuel. So I put $50 in it before I left. I'm not sure on the K's over there. I'll have to sit down and have a look at them. I then drove there, back, and then I went to the servo, put $20 in, which is about 10 litres, and it started running fine. So, but it did once on the way, that last section home, which is about 15 minutes, it did once have one pop and crackle when I was just revving it. But, yeah, I'm not too sure what that is. I've got a sneaky suspicion. I've had trouble with the hose in the fuel tank on the fuel pump. I've had trouble with it, so I've got a sneaky suspicion that might be the case. Or I haven't done a fuel filter on it in a while, so between that hose and, because I know the last one perished, I'm not sure if that fuel filter is going to be blocked, so between those two things, I just got to check that. But other than that, engineering side of it, it's looking like it's going to be promising. And yeah, so we'll see where it takes us. I'm just about to pull this bar off and see what I can be able to do. Give you a bit of a suss, but yeah, go from there. So I've just pulled the front bar off to have a bit of a look. Got me a little helper here. Say hi, Evie. Wave. Okay, no. And I didn't cut away as much as I thought. So the brackets and everything is still here. You sit down? Yeah, you sit down there. Brackets and everything is still there. So I reckon I'm going to get away with just pushing the top of the intercooler in to be able to fit. This one's a bit bent, but I'm going to get an idea of it. I reckon I can just lean it back and it should be fine. It should be able to clear here. So I'm just going to undo these brackets here and probably undo the hose and just bend it back a little bit and see how it goes. So I've got the intercooler off and this dryer's still in the way a little bit. So not exactly too sure what I'm going to do. I need to... Looks like that needs bending out, so the crash bar will go to it, but I've got that crash bar there. I threw the one out off this. I've got that one there, and I think they're different, slightly different compared to the VZ ones. I'm not 100% sure, but it just doesn't seem to fit right. I know that one, it's slightly bent and everything, it just doesn't seem to fit right. And when I Google them, they say there's one for VYVZ and then one for VTVX, so... I'm going to get a VZ one. I'm going to bolt it on there and then see if I can work around. Because I've got a little bit of more trimming I can do here. I can trim like that section off the whole way along, which will sit that in a little bit further. And then the only thing, this will fit in there if I could move the air dryer, or if I could move it over and make new lines for it, or something like that. That'd fit in there perfect with the power steering there and everything. But yeah, it's just... And then when that's in there, it'll be coming close to where these go to the chassis there, to the radiator support chassis, everything there. So I am cutting it very, very, very fine, but I think I could possibly make it work to fit in there. Because I don't really want to... The engineer said, like, I can put it underneath, but I don't really want to put it underneath. Might go inside tonight and look at other options for intercoolers, but... I mean, I can get, like, a smaller one depth-wise, but I'm not achieving much because... The only thing I'll be achieving is clearing this thing, which actually that might be all I need. But yeah, I don't know. I still gotta, the crash bar's still gotta fit in there to where the crash bar is. So ideally, I'd like to just modify the crash bar, but for engineering's sake, I can't do that. So yeah, it's just that crash bar there just doesn't seem to fit up with the lights real well. So I think it might be slightly different. But anyway, we'll sort it out. But anyway, I'm going to leave that video there. Thought I'd give you a bit of an update on how the car's going, and it's making progress. Started making this short bit of progress in a short period of time, which is good. And like I said, there's not too much I've got to actually do to get it on the road, other than put my money in my pocket and spend heat for engineering and Rego. But yeah, no, we'll sort that out. And yeah, so anyway, give the video a like, subscribe, comment down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.